Huge swing. 1-4 versus 2-3, especially given the adversity that they've dealt with this season. And Carson Wentz, finally off the injury report. He had the ankles, both ankles that were injured against the Rams several weeks back. And he had a good night, best night yet for the Colts. 402. Right. I think it was a career high for him, too, in passing yards. 402, 2 touchdowns. Was it not a career high, or it was? It was a career high. Thank you, Pete. And he added only 5 rushing yards, which I guess is good.
Yes.
Quit trying to do too much. Stay in the pocket, throw the ball, learn how to avoid contact, learn how to stay healthy. So, look, you're in a division that is not the toughest in the NFL. You've got another game against the Titans. Maybe, and look, the Titans got the Bills next Monday night. It's not over for the Colts.
No, it's not.
And if they keep playing like they did last night, they're going to win their share of games, and they're going to maybe make a race out of the AFC South.
They certainly have a chance to, and I would not be shocked if they did. We talked about defense is solid, right? The one thing I don't like about the defense is they're a little bit of one of those defenses like, this is what we do. This is what we do. We're just going to do it. And I want to go, yeah, well, the other team knows this is what you're going to do and do it too. And that's why they threw for 330 yards for you in the third quarter. Like, there's got to be a little more game plan specific. That is one thing that bothers me about the Colts defense. But, hey, how could you not be excited about their offense? Yeah, he looked good. It's the best he's looked as a Colt. It's the best the best running game they've had. You see Jonathan Taylor, if you give him some daylight, he can outrun just about anybody in football when it comes to that. I mean, Anthony Everett, the guy he outran on the long touchdown, the screenplay. I mean, that's one of the I bet you that's arguably the fastest guy in the Ravens. So he couldn't catch him. And then we saw Paris Campbell and some other weapons on offense. So you're right. It's not over yet. And when you look at their schedule, we go Texans, okay, then they got to go 49ers. They got a big game against the Titans. But then they got the Jets and the Jaguars after that. They can salvage something. And, of course, they got the Texans and the Jaguars 2 more times after that as well, where they're better teams than them. We'll see if they win it. But, yeah, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
Meanwhile, we now have 19 games in the first 5 weeks that were decided in the final minute of regulation or overtime. We already had a record of 18 going into last night. The football gods gave us one more, and the games really have been exciting this year in prime time. And, Chris, I'll say something I've mentioned a few times. The physicality, how emotionally draining it is. Just as a fan, I can't imagine from a player's perspective getting yourself ready to go and do it again and again and again and again 17 times over.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.